Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am in Florida, Miami, for the very first time. I don't know if you know this, but I am on a mission to get through 50 states of the United States. And that's because I have been in quite a strenuous experience applying for my green card, which has been taking much longer than expected. And in this process, I've really felt stuck and feeling like I had to negotiate my freedom, which is a very challenging place to be. I find myself working through ways of exploring what it means to exercise my freedom and to exercise my ability to come unstuck and to travel, even though at this current moment, this process of applying for my green card calls for an inability to fly out of this country, which is the United States. So I have devised a plan, a multi-prong plan that includes traveling to different states in the United States as a way to remind myself that I am free and that I can open new portals of discovery by deciding to renegotiate, recalibrate around what traveling means and what exploration means. And this is all wrapped up in my continuous contemplation and practice around freedom and freedoms. And I feel like I can have another conversation about that at a later time, particularly because my visa and green card process has taken quite some challenges and twists and turns and changes, all of that, all wrapped up. But that's not the energy for this video. I am in Florida, I'm in Miami at the Good Time Hotel. At the time of this video, there might be a room tour of this video. If it is available by the time I share this video, you can find it in the link in the description or somewhere on the screen it might pop up. But today I really wanted to talk about pace. And in talking about pace and timing and taking our time, I am recognizing as I'm sitting here talking to you that the process I've just been through, which I'll talk about just now, has also helped me be more forgiving and patient with myself when it comes to even giving this intro. Normally, I would be rushing myself through this intro, but now I find myself a little bit better at talking through my thoughts and not rushing myself. So prior to this video, you may have seen a video about my skydiving adventure, or some might call it a misadventure. I'm grateful that I did it. It was one of those things that I thought I would never do in my life. But as you probably know by now, I sustained an injury when I landed. I very badly sprained my ankle, and it's forced me to get crutches and all kinds of like ankle guards and things, and a lot of pain management, medication, and strategies. But it's also forced me to slow down. I've never been in an experience like this that has invited me to take my time as much as this process has. I have actually been in an ongoing questioning and deep dive into exploring my own pacing. And I think that in general, I tend to be someone who rushes herself. Like I rush myself a lot. And I think that comes from growing up with the understanding, and this understanding was garnered from observing the world and living in the world, because people can tell you what they want to tell you as a child. But as a child, you learn from observing and seeing what people do, not what they say. And something that I recognized from a very young age was that something that people valued or considered to be something to celebrate was when I or anyone would either, let's say we're in school, and answer a question quickly, or speak up, or was the loudest, or was the fastest, or was the, whatever-ist that has to do with speed of speech or answering or doing, whether it's an activity as in sports or whether it's a class activity where it's mathematics or English and you come to the answer quickly. That was something that was highly celebrated, and I could see from the way people would react and respond that this was something that was remarkable and to congratulate young minds over. And so I understood that as a form of intelligence and a form of garnering respect from people. And so as a result of that, in addition to other built-in things that I think come with my personality, I valued and began to be someone who speaks very fast and tries to get things very quickly, or, get things done quickly. Also because I feel like there was a lot of impatience in a lot of spaces that I was in, whether it was maybe we're traveling with my family, and my dad is someone who's very quick on his feet. He's a very fast thinker and a quick doer. And so as a result of him having such a strong personality and being the leader of our household, essentially, I learned to value that and also try to do things as fast as possible to meet that need, right? And now that I'm out in the world and I'm an adult and I'm living my own life and doing things my own way, I haven't fully been able to shake that. The closest that I've come to being able to shake that was when I was studying. It's also hard to call it studying because I actually feel like what I went through was more of an initiation than an education. And initiation is a form of education, but initiation is also a very different process. And so when I was in Sweden, I feel like that was the first time where I had my speed and my pacing challenged. And not challenged in a way where someone was coming to me and challenging it or asking me questions about it, but it brought me deeper into my own questioning about how fast I speak and how much I try to fit into a sentence when I speak. And I am so deeply appreciative of that process and that experience of initiation for many reasons, but particularly for this reason that it highlighted something that I was doing that I never had to think about prior. And so bringing me back to where I am now, which is that I'm dealing with this ankle injury where I literally cannot move faster than just hobbling my way with my crutches. I don't know if I've shown you my crutches yet at this point, but I have crutches, and I literally have to take my time. And it's interesting because I am on crutches. There's a lot of people who remark, like there's a lot of remarks people make, like, oh my God, what happened? Or like, oh, take your time, take your time. I'm hearing this message, take your time, so much from people around me that don't know me, because we can all observe and we can all see that this is a situation that requires slowness. And I'm actually getting a little bit emotional because I'm realizing that I needed this process, or I needed to go through this experience to deepen this learning around pacing and speed and taking my time. Sometimes in conversations, I find myself going faster than I really need to because I feel like I need to take my space quickly, and I don't want to take up too much space. So I speak very quickly and I haphazardly say things because I'm trying to get to the end of my sentence quickly so that I don't feel like I'm taking up too much space, which is doing a disservice not only to myself, but to the space that I'm occupying together with other people and the thing that's in the middle that we're sculpting or talking about, whether it's a topic of conversation or a conference or a work-related thing. And it's also a disservice to the people who are taking time out of their day to spend their time, i.e. their lives, with me. And so this is... it's brought up a lot for me, and it's also brought up the need for help, being able to ask for help. I'm at the Good Time Hotel, and I cannot tell you how many times I've called the front desk to be like, I need someone to come help me. I need someone to come with a wheelchair and wheel me downstairs. Also because the room I'm in is literally the furthest possible room to the elevator and to the entrances. And so, I guess this video is just about pacing and speed, and how this experience of my ankle injury has forced me to take my time. And I think it's something I've been wanting to learn how to do. And this is forcibly teaching me that process. I mean, it's not forcibly because I could still be wobbling, hobbling around. But I am finding myself being appreciative of the kind of the way that I move through life, because it's necessitated by this injury that I am currently working through and healing. But I'm just curious to hear about you. Do you ever find yourself in conversations, whether it's in a work setting or with friends or on a date or in your relationship with your friends or your partners or your family, where you find yourself speaking very quickly or trying not to take up too much space or not trying to take too much time to say what you want to say? So I think the person is here to pick me up with with the wheelchair, but I'm not ready. But in any case, I just want to hear from you. What's your natural pace, and what is your relationship to speed and timing, particularly where talking and doing things is concerned? Thank you so much for your time. I always appreciate hearing from you. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day further. Goodbye.